Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, I actually bit the bullet and bought the Boss Katana Air. And just for messing around on this video, I'm just going to use a different wireless system just because the other one's charging up. I don't really feel like pulling it back off the charger. Anyways, well, it's going to get a little loud. There we go. Anyways, I got to thinking about it. You know, for the money, this thing is actually really great. Turn that down a little bit. It is stereo speakers, runs off batteries, comes with its own proprietary wireless. However, it does have the other input jack as we're using right now, so you can use it while you're recharging your wireless that comes with it. Should you happen to have a power outage while you're using it, you get quite a few hours actually of runtime. I don't think you'd have problems, you know, but hey, batteries are batteries, right? So always have a spare set of wireless with you or cable, whatever. Plug her in and go. The programming on this, as far as the comparability to the Katana 100s and the other Katana series, they're pretty much all the same as your features. It's got an acoustic preamp in it for acoustic guitars, your clean channel, etc., etc. So the features are very familiar to you, just like it is on the other ones. So there's not a whole lot different there. The only major thing, and I would say probably the only downer to this machine, is the fact that you cannot use it with Boss Tone Studio on your PC or Macintosh computer. You are actually stuck with either an iPad or an iPhone or your alternate devices on the other side, which I believe are Android, and you would be fine, right? So no hooking up to a regular computer for programming it, which would be so much faster and simpler. The interface is a little different. Not by much though. Once you get used to it, it's alright, you know. Then you can just go bing, 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 you'd be all fine, right? It's just a little bit different interface compared to the regular Boss Tone Studio if you're used to that on your regular Katana amp. Should you already have one of those, you'll know. Boss has not done any updates as far as firmware goes on this particular amplifier. So you're not running version 3.0 like the other amps. You're running whatever it came with and that's it. Mind you, it's still a pretty new device on the market compared to the other Katanas, right? So maybe in another year or 6 months, who knows, maybe we'll see a firmware update. And that firmware update is likely going to be ported through your iOS or other device that you use to control the amp with. And that's not a big deal, right? I like the Bluetooth access, right? It's really cool. I like the fact that it can run on batteries. You do get 20 watts of power on batteries, 30 watts of output on plugging into the wall, which is where I'm at right now. I'm plugged into the wall. It's set up on the top of my stereo, which is now my new amp system for my studio. I decided to part with my Yorkville monitors and make things a little bit better in here and condense things a little more and allowed me space for other things. So now my mixing board is hooked into one of the channels on my main Kenwood amp, and I also now have over 500 watts of horsepower in here compared to like, what is it, 180 I had in the other system. So anyways, I hooked up my my Les Paul, my Gibson Les Paul Studio to this. And I'll just play a couple of little things and we'll talk a little bit more. little bit of messing around. Anyway, so it is a really good amp. It can get quite obnoxious too. Let's turn up the volume. So I've got my main volume right at the very top. I've got my gain almost in the middle, and my master is around 3 o'clock. So depending on what your settings are, depends on how much horsepower you're going to be pushing into this thing, right? But anyways, all in all, I think that in the end, now we're talking Canadian dollars here, so don't spaz out. In Canadian dollars, this thing is $549. I only paid $539 because this was the actual exact same amp as the one that I had brought home a few months back to test out, and they hadn't sold this one. It's like, cool, and I'll take 10 bucks off. So, and I still get the full 1-year warranty. Yes, I love it. Anyways, and I can renew that warranty every single year too, which is great because I bought it from Long & McQuaid. And they have a program for performance warranties where you can renew every single year. And it goes above and beyond the manufacturer's warranty too, which is really nice. So anyways, great amp. In the end, yes, it's worth the money. I bought it, so therefore it's worth it. Now, it does have a headphone line-out system or cab-out feature. Plug headphones in, private listening, right? You can plug in a 1/8" stereo to XLR or to TRS or what have you into other equipment to really push this puppy up. Now, those of you who like to play live, yes, you can actually play live with this thing and rock down the stadium. However, you're going to need to plug directly into your PA system and then have it fed back to a stage monitor, and then of course you'll be able to have access to everything on the amp too. Leave the amp on stage, run an extra long cable. You know, you're not limited to cable length, so and depending on where your PA is set up, that could be a short length or it could be extremely long. But sure, why not? I mean, an amp is an amp, right? I mean, you can mic up an amp if you want, or you can plug an amp into a PA system, most amps anyways. As long as your amplifier has a line-out system of some sort, you can plug right into a PA without any problems. Or you can actually mic it up. It doesn't really matter. And either way, have it back fed to a stage monitor, which is what you would want anyways, especially playing on stage. And yeah, I don't see any reason why this thing can't compete with, you know, a bigger amp. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know how things are actually set up at concerts either, which is kind of a whole other video we'll talk about some other day. But you can use this for busking. It's great for busking. Now, if you're going to busk and you also want to have microphone access, no, you cannot do that on this. However, if you pick up the Trainer TVM15 and you're just busking like in a little park or whatever, the 15-watt Trainer TVM is great for that. You can take the headphone out from this, plug it into your input on the Trainer, feed all that through to the Trainer direct, and then the Trainer also has a microphone input as well. So then you can have your best of both worlds, and the Trainer TVM15 is also battery powered. When I can get to it, I will set it up like that and give you guys a demo of how that works. And you can see that it's really cool, and you're going to get some really nice, richer tones because you're going to end up with a rather large speaker in that TV15 compared to the little speakers that are in this, which are still, by the way, really awesome, sound great. Even at full blast, this thing still sounds really, really good. So, the basis of this video is to let you guys know that I bit the bullet and I bought it. I've reviewed this product. I've also shown you guys, you know, some basics on how to program this on another video, so you can check out those videos on my channel. This video today was to say, hey, I actually bit the bullet, I bought it. It took me a lot of hard thinking, and it's been on my mind every time I walk into the store. I'm like, I keep thinking about it. Can I justify it? I mean, the thing costs more money than a Katana 100 watt, and it does. I mean, the Katana 100 watts, like what, $469 Canadian. This is $549 Canadian. It's like, scratch your head and you're like, ah, you know, should be cheaper. It's smaller. It's got way less wattage. But no, it does pack the punch. The thing that the other ones don't. You know, you have the battery option. You have the stereo speakers already there. You've got Wi-Fi or wireless for your guitar. So you already got a wireless. So even if you have a wireless system already or you don't, well, now you've got a wireless system. So if you've never tried out wireless, hey, good opportunity for you, right? But you can also use your own cable or your own wireless system into the input jack up front, because it has a backup system if for any reason that wireless dongle dies during your performance, right? Or something else happens, who knows, right? But you got a backup system, okay? So either way, you're golden. It has all the same stuff in it as the bigger Katana amps for, you know, pedal selection and all that, with the exception of the newest update, of course. Our newest update gave us some few extras that you won't find in here, but that's because Boss hasn't updated this one yet, but once they do, of course, we'll likely get those same updates. Anyways, it is well built too. You know, it's a really good amp, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's perfect for the bedroom, okay? So even jamming out in here, if I don't want to disturb the neighbors, I can use this thing and still turn it up quite a bit and get a really awesome sound, you know, because it's the same as the other Katanas, as it retains the tone even at the lower volumes, which is nice. You know, so all in all, yeah, it's worth the money. I would say pick it up. You know, it really is. It gives you a lot of access that you're not going to get on the bigger amps from Boss, like the other Katanas. You know, it just has so much in it that it's actually worth doing it. You know, and even if you're not somebody who's gigging or performing live, you just want a portable amp that sounds good, has great cleans, has great distortions, overdrives, all that other jazz. Program the sucker, have fun with it, no problem. Now, I'm going to answer a question that also has been asked. Plugging in a pedal board, like the GT1000 or another pedal board, and using it with this. Can you do that? Absolutely. There is no reason why you can't. Okay? You take the output from your board, or even your external pedal rack, if you have like just separate independent pedals, right? You just take your output, plug it into the input jack up front. That's it. Boom, you're done. You know, so that's how that would work. As far as being able to use the Boss wireless that comes with it and the input jack at the same time, I'm probably going to have to say no on that one, because you can't use them simultaneous that way. So you can't plug in both at the same time. I wouldn't think so. Actually, you know what? Let's find out. Okay, I'm going to unplug this. I'll plug this into my Les Paul. Okay. Now, let's just play make-believe here that we have a cable when we don't. Okay, there's my receiver. There you go. All I had to do is just even plug it in. It bypasses. So the answer to that is absolutely no. You can't do it. Okay? Whoop. Keep my guard on there. Okay. Turned off. So, you cannot use the two at once. Can't be done. There's your answer. Voila! Alright. There's other questions I'm sure that are going to come up, and at least now I'll be able to answer them for you guys, which would be awesome too, because when I was asked a few questions, I'm like, I don't think you can. No. So here's the thing. If you're going to plug your pedal board into this thing, which you can do because you've got the input jack, you also will not be able to use that wireless that comes with it. However, if you have an alternate wireless set from Boss, which I do happen to have, or the X5s or Joyles or other units, and you still want to stay wireless, then yeah, you can do it because you plug your receiver into your input of your board or pedal rack. Your output cable goes to the input here. This will stay in the charger or take it out, doesn't matter. Use your other wireless system or cable. And you'll be using this jack for that, but you will not have any access to that. So that answers that too as well. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask and I'll get you the answers. I'm going to have this thing forever now, so you know, I went out and bought it and I like it, and so yeah, as I learn more too, or if you ask a question that I'm not too sure about at the time, I will actually go and do the research before I reply to your comment. And so it might take a day or two, but you know, I will definitely get back to you. I always get back to people on my channel. So there you go. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.